especially our starting point. So this first number you see here is always the starting point. So that's a negative 3. So we're starting here. And we're going to add 4. So adding, if I start here and I add 4, I have to go this direction. So I end up at 1, positive 1. This next one, my starting point is at 2. So I start here at 2. And now I minus a minus 2, or I subtract a negative 2. So I subtract negative 2. So that double negative in a row, we learned is a positive, isn't it? So that's just 2 plus 2. So if I see that double negative, it kind of changes the direction I'm facing. Normally I subtract 2, I go that way, but if I subtract a negative 2, I go that way. So I end up with 4. Multiplication. I usually just do the numbers first. 7 times 3 gives 21. And then 7 times negative 3 would be negative 21. Yeah, so I think positive times a negative, or just a bunch of negative 3s. If I go 1 negative 3, 2 negative 3s, 4, 5, 10, I'm going that way. So I'll go way back into the negatives. Negative 8 divided by negative 2. Well, I just do the numbers. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and then I think about positive or negative. A negative divided by a negative equals a positive, yeah. So that double negative, again, equals positive. This one, really difficult one. 4 take away 2? 2, yeah. Yeah. Now we got 3.
Negative 4.
Loads of negatives. Rocco could be correct, yeah. So I start with a negative 7, so that's way back here. I don't even have it on my number line. Negative 7, that's my starting point. And I subtract a negative 3, so a bunch of negatives. If I see a minus minus, same as up here, that's a plus. So I start with my negative 7, and I need to add 3. 1, 2, 3, and I end up here at negative 4. Very good. This is an interesting one. 8 minus 4 times 2. 0. Anyone write 8 here? No. Okay, yeah. So the temptation, we know our order of operations. Temptation sometimes to just go 8 times 4, 8 minus 4 first, and then multiply it by 2. That one really makes sense because of our order of operations. If you think about 8 minus 4 times 2. This has a value of 8, doesn't it? 4 2s. So 4 2s are 8. So that's why we must do it first. Its value is 8. So you can think about it, you're paying back, you have $8, but you have to pay $2 every week for 4 weeks if you want to think about it in money terms. So that would pay back, and you'd end up with $0 once you pay back the $8 over 4 weeks. That's one way of thinking about it, but you guys did it correctly. You did this first, order of operations, and 8 times 8 subtract 8 is 0. This one, there's another way of writing this one, negative 2 minus a 3, which we've seen a few times come up as written like this. The 3 has no sign in front of it, as in positive or negative sign is not there. If there's no sign there, you presume it is positive. So you could write it like that, which is a bit weird. You don't see that very often. Or you could just think of it minus 2, subtract 3. But if I see this, that's the same as this. Just minus 2, start at negative 2 over here and subtract 3. 1, 2, 3. So I end up at negative 5. I start at negative 2 again in the next one. So remember, this first number is my starting point. Start at negative 2 and I add 5, so I'm going to the right. So I end up at positive 3. Last one, anyone have an answer for the last one?
Yeah.
Stefanos, what'd you get?
I didn't do it.
Can you do it now?
I think the answer would be
1. Rocco?
15.
15, yes. So 8 minus a minus 7, that's plus. 8 plus 7. That double negative in a row would be plus, so 15.